So if you are in USDA zones 3 through 8, there's a lot of things to be thinking about this time of year. Now in those colder climate growing zones, I mean, you know it, the growing season is a lot shorter. It's not like California and Florida or Texas where you can grow something pretty much year round. You've really got that short summer window. So in these cold climate, temperate climate zones, it's more like sprinting and running a race than it would be in Florida or Southern California where it's like running a marathon. This is your sprinting season. So right now in June, there are 3 things that I would put at the top of the list. If you get to anything else, you know, great. It's all bonus points from there. But the 3 things that I would be really focusing on first and foremost is your early summer foliar sprays. So be thinking about probiotics, be thinking about fish emulsion and sea kelp. Now, if you want the full class of that, there's a full 1-hour class with recipes and a PDF of instructions that is available in Patreon. But if you just want the 3 basic things that I would use, number 1 is always those probiotics, getting those microbes back into the soil. Most people don't have a nutrient deficiency. They have a probiotic and microbial deficiency that is prohibiting the plants from taking up all of that good nutrients. So the probiotics for me are always number 1, first and foremost. You can do this as a foliar spray that's just going to be on the leaves, or you can do those probiotics as a soil drench. So if you want the one that I use, I'll put a link for that in the description. Now, the second thing that's on that list of foliar spray is fish emulsion. Fish emulsion is going to be a very light kind of nitrogen boost, but it's not going to burn nearly as easily as like a blood meal or a bone meal. Now, I have seen on some of the bottles lately that says, you know, fish emulsion won't burn. That's not true. That's 100% a marketing ploy. Always follow the instructions for the fish emulsion concentrate. Don't double it. In fact, I usually do half of the amount of fish emulsion because I like to do it more frequently at a lower dose because it gives that plant a continuous flow of what it really needs. Now, the third thing that I like to use as a foliar spray, you can do this one as a root drench as well, would be kelp or seaweed. Now, this is beneficial not as a fertilizer, but it helps the plant with the uptake of minerals specifically. So it's really going to increase the ability of the plant's root system to bring up those nutrients. So those are the 3 things that I would put in the foliar spray. Now, the second thing that I would be doing in USDA zones 3 through 8 is your early summer, midsummer soil amending. So you're thinking now not really about nitrogen because you've already got the green growth. Flower set is coming along and fruit set is coming along. So that middle number is going to be just as important. So something like a bone meal would be a really good choice this time of year. Compost, you could add in feather meal possibly. Compost is always, you know me, it's one of my favorites, or even worm casting. So you really want to focus on amendments that are really going to help with the flower production and with early fruit set. So for me, bone meal is a really easy one to add in. But again, if you just want the throw it and go, I would probably do on fruit trees something like a Spoma Organics tree tone because it's a bone meal base, but it's got manure in it, it's got mycorrhizal fungi, it's got soil bacterium and that sort of thing in it. So that would be a really good like one brand choice. And no, I do not have a sponsorship from that company. But if Espoma, if you're watching, I would love one. So then number 3, this is your last chance to plant your remaining food plot. So whether you're talking about food plots for deer or quail or turkey or whatever wildlife, or you're talking about fields and pastures, this is your last kind of major time to be doing that coming into the summer. So for our family, we're doing a lot of our deer plots right now. We did an early tilling because every 5, 6, 7, 8 years, it's nice to do a little bit of a reset because in Michigan, we get a lot of that nut sedge that comes up and it's an invasive that crowds out the good stuff. So we do a light tilling. This summer, we're doing mainly barley, which is normally a cooler season, with buckwheat because we want to use it as a smother crop. And then later on in the summer, we're going to do more things like chicory, clover, turnips, beets and radishes and that sort of thing, but that's mainly going to be in our deer hunting plots to get those ready for fall and for winter for pew pew season. This is really your last kind of major window. Especially, watch the weather, pay attention to when you've got rain coming. It's always good if you've got rain the next day or 2 days later, because that helps water the seeds in. It's good for the seeds, but it also kind of lightly covers them with soil, which helps stop those stupid squirrels, and the songbirds from getting in there and eating all of the seed that you just spent all that money on. But if you are in USDA zones 3 through 8, those are the things to be considering right now is the early season foliar spray, early summer foliar spray, soil amending, focusing on flower growth and early fruit set. And then last thing is planting your food plots and your the last bit of the pasture. So if you're in USDA zones 3 through 8, buckle up, get ready to go. Summer is almost officially here.